Stick my camera on the holy icon of...
Yeah, just thing is thing.
Looks like Nova cannons have been fired. Impacting Max's fortified shields. Cetus out of shields now. Damage is definitely on. Yeah, Cetus is a bit exposed. Oh. Tibs has now decided to make best use of his twin broadsides and is flying into the middle of the enemy formation, firing in both directions. It's looking alright. These are very heavy ships. This will take a while to go through them. Looks like we got Nova cannon impacts. Leaving big chunky craters. Armor holding up now. Ooh, maybe not. Solid hit from a Nova cannon, taking out a few turrets. But we have almost every faction included in Battlefleet Gothic on the docket today. It will be a double elimination tournament. Not quite competitive, but there's a bit of structure to it. Slow start out of both teams. These aren't the fastest things in the world. And Chet is choosing to fly sideways. Staying in formation this time, maybe. Yep, all ships are just accelerating with their main drives and then turning sideways. Ah. A little bit of a stutter there. Interesting. How can you tell which ships are which? Alright, so the Mechanicus look like this. Alright. The Imperials look like this. Shows Imperial ship. They look different, come on. Thanatos fire into blocker shield. Like pretending they're the same. On paper, they shouldn't be that different. Oh. Eagle head block on the bow for... Yeah. That would be a good Grubel, wouldn't it? Imperial Aquila, I think. Looks like a bunch of Thanatos did land on target. Cetus out of shields now. Damage is definitely on. Yep. Lock's falling off. Yeah, Cetus is a bit exposed. Oh. Looks like he's trying to get behind a rock before he gets totally evaporated. Clonk. Cetus, take the zone. Why are you fleeing? Well, he's being shot. Doesn't want to be. Squidopoulos, Star Knight, and Siakleta in formation with each other. This looks pretty much exactly like the average match Battlefleet Gothic here. I guess it would look something like that. Seems they are ready to concentrate fire on a single target. Who are they gonna go for? Chat's looking pretty juicy. The chat is begging Mechanicus to cap a zone. Looks like they intend to slide around into the zone on the right here. Oh, looks like Nova Cannons have been fired. Impacting Max's fortified shields. Squishy in chat. You know the key that looks like a W. Press it. We'll see if they take the advice. Imperial's now solidly in control of the center zone here. And Chet out to the further zone, capturing it. It's going to put the advantage solidly in the Imperial's court here. The Imperial court, even. Aha. I'm trying. I don't have a lot to work with. Anyway, let's see. What could the Mechanicus do here? Looks like Tibs is poked out in front of the rest of his team. Full shields, and he is the target of attention for the Nova Cannons. One hit. Down to 37% shields. Looks like Tibs isn't pressing W. He wants to stay right about where he is. Maybe slow down a bit or back up. No, he's backing up. Alright, he doesn't want any of that. The blocker shield in between the cap zones here has been brought down. It looks like Mechanicus satisfied that the capture zone contains no toasters. Moving on. Greener pastures. Mechanicals can't understand the concept of broadsides. Cetus is still getting bullied. Long range fire. Looks like a little chunk of him fell off. If Cetus could get behind his teammates, he could probably use their PD screen. Because they are densely packed. This is one of the best formations I've seen in a while, actually. I think it's because the ships are so slow. Oh. They're going broadside? Yeah, they're going broadside. Now we're going. Alright. Starnet leading the charge with Squidopolis bringing up the rear right behind him. Opening up on Otto, who's running away from the Thanatos fire, keeping those shunts towards Mechanicus. Mammon's opening up as they get into range. That's the pre-fire delay. If the weapon loses its target midway through its pre-fire, it will just fire off in the distance. See it is spinning out of control wildly. Not sure how much of him still works. Seems his Prometheum tanks have been excised. Yeah, looks like he's tumbling dead. I'm not sure if Cetus can do anything now. Took quite heavy fire at the start. And Tibs has now decided to make best use of his twin broadsides and is flying into the middle of the enemy formation, firing in both directions. Bit of an interesting strategy from Tibs here. But it is kind of working for him. He has managed to go through the Mechanicus formation, unmolested by Nova Cannons so far. Siakleta about to change that, I believe. Or not. Reload on the Nova Cannon is quite hefty. So I'm happy to just let Tibs scrape himself on the shields there for a sec, as Stardate maneuvers with Tibs and goes into a vertical broadside, getting tagged from fire near the center cap. Pushing him away, but he still has most of his guns, thrust, and armor. He's looking alright. These are very heavy ships. This will take a while to go through them. Looks like we got Nova Cannon impacts, leaving big chunky craters. Having spaced armor against those things is definitely going to be a necessity. They're effectively contact fused Tempest with more damage. Well, it doesn't look like a lot against a big grid like this when it hits the decorative superstructure. Majority of the action taking over, placed over by Tibs here. The rest of his team very happy to just let him absorb the focus of the enemy, as the rest of his team just wails on the other sides of them. Shields aren't going to last forever, down to 7% falling, and looks like they're going to drop. Yep, there's a nice Nova Cannon shot right to the rear. Land. Again, right next to the thrusters, just a few blocks back. That would have blew one off. Thanatos digging into the rear. Oh, and other side. Tibs is now heavily embattled. Armor holding up now. Oh, maybe not. Solid hit from a Nova Cannon, taking out a few turrets. Apologies for the dead air, just marveling at the durability of this grid under heavy weight of fire. Granted, that is what that thing is supposed to be doing. Working as intended so far, but his rear drive cluster is definitely taking a lot of damage. He might not be able to get out of dodge now. Yeah, down to just some ions in the back. Looks like the majority of those hydrogens are gone. See this in the background. Looks like he managed to regain some form of control. Not sure if he's actually in the grid or not. Might have been accidental. Let's look at the tickets. Mechanicus are down to 312 tickets. Imperials with 830. Imperials having total superiority over the zones for most of the match. Well, not quite total. 2 out of 3. Ain't bad. Two and a half minute, or no, 2 minutes and 15 seconds until an Imperial victory on tickets. Mechanicus are gonna need to press W and make something happen here. Looks like they're targeting the Nova Cannon out front, which is, well, it's a durable brick of shit, but it will eventually fall. That's a gyro cluster. Yeah, lots of gyros falling out of squid. Squid kind of going for a Hail Mary at this point. remainder of the Mechanicus team are doing their best to get into the fight. Looks like the main drive on Star Knight was taken out, along with most of his thrusters. He's trying to get back into the action before Squidopolis is rendered wreckage, but it looks like he might be a bit too late. He did decap the center zone. Did slow down the bleeding. Looks like the Nova Cannon has finally been broken off of Squidopolis. And that's it, he's gone red, and Mechanicus have dropped to 0 tickets. Game. Apparently Squid encountered the hydrogen bug. That is very unfortunate. But we did get to see what the Imperial ships do best. Get the shit kicked out of them for about 5 minutes. What? The Thanatos has lost its casing, but it's still firing. Whoa, they don't have their boxes on them. That's interesting. Wonder if that's a LOD bug.
Yeah, it's a lot bug.
Yeah. So, how'd that go?
Honestly, we pulled up and I'm all like, you know what, we're sitting here trying to square up in the center, and I just decided I'm done sitting here. I'm gonna press W and go through their line and see what happens.
Well, that was the correct decision to make. Usually that's just throwing the match, but it looks like that secured the victory.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I was just like, I'm gonna do some donuts around them and hopefully do enough damage before I die. Did we like the formation flying Squidopolis? Yeah, that was very cool because we were sitting there going, what? They're all just sitting in one spot, and then except for Cetus.
It was very cinematic, and it was great to watch. If that formation flew...